I'd met with Robert on 2 or maybe 3 other things. They just hadn't kind of materialized yet. And I think I kept saying to Robert, I just want to do whatever you have that's the strangest thing you can possibly find. And he came back to me a few months later with The Lighthouse, which as soon as I read it, I was like, wow, this is very strange. Very strange, correct.
How long have we been on this rock? 5 weeks? 2 days? Help me to recollect.
We were rehearsing in Halifax in Nova Scotia, but I've never really rehearsed. It was funny just doing a two-hander. I mean, and Willem is very much from like theatre background, loves rehearsing, and so it was kind of, it's a funny little tension. And I remember doing press in Cannes. I thought we'd rehearse for 3 weeks, and Robert told me like, we rehearsed for 5 days. Like, what are you talking about? So I think it really took its toll on me. When you were on that Cape Foreshoe where we shot it, it's just really, really beautiful. I think you call it bluff, but there was nothing there at all. And if you were walking past, I mean, it looked like the most, you'd have absolutely no idea that it was a fake lighthouse, and it was absolutely stunning production design. But yeah, everything was built, and everything was period correct as well. Even the cutlery was authentic lighthouse cutlery from the 1880s or something. Which like Robert was obsessed with finding all that kind of stuff. I think he'd got all of eBay or something.
Just looking to earn a living, just like any man. Starting new.
On the run.
The accent is so specific. Parts of it kind of exist in very, very small patches of Maine. And I remember watching this documentary about these lobster fishermen who have this very peculiar, almost English, it sounds like a Dorset accent, and it's survived for hundreds of years in America, and I just thought that was kind of fascinating. I always think that your voice tells you a lot about who the character is. I think trying to kind of figure out how to mold your mouth around that, a lot of it just kind of makes you move differently, and I think that was the major factor. What did I learn about mermaids? Huge vagina. Shockingly large. Definitely when the reveal of the mermaid genitalia. Oh god, that's a bit of a giveaway, isn't it? I learned nothing about mermaids at all. I really like Matt Reeves and his setup for it. I mean, it's an interesting direction. I don't think it's something from the comics which hasn't been really explored yet. Yeah, it's kind of crazy shoes to fill. I mean, it's interesting what the different directions you can take with it, and that kind of, for in some ways quite a specific character, there's actually quite a lot of leeway. I mean, when you look at the different tones of all these movies, I mean, and the TV shows, I mean, you can do quite a lot with it. Yeah, I mean, like Batman was really the only kind of superhero who I really had any kind of connection with when I was growing up. I mean, and really, yeah, from the Tim Burton ones. I mean, I just kind of was obsessed when I was a kid. I don't know. I mean, it's very, very, very daunting. It's weird. I'm quite glad I'm doing Chris's movie right now because I've got something else to be nervous about. So I haven't got enough anxiety space in my head to really get too anxious about it yet. So I'm kind of quite happily just like figuring out how to do things without really thinking about the pressure yet.
Where were you when you learned that you were going to be cast as the next Batman?
I think my first day with Chris Nolan, which is pretty insane. That is, I'm not allowed to really talk about anything, but he's the best. Like, he's the best, and like, it's kind of, I mean, it's definitely unlike anything I've ever worked on. I literally started the year without a job. I'm like, oh, okay, we're for a year now. I feel like I've never really had the opportunity to like just say, oh, I want to do this, and then it just happens. I've made it clear to directors who I want to work with, like, you know, if you ever have anything, I'll drop everything and do it with you. But like, you can be on indies. I mean, I was doing this movie Waiting for the Barbarians, and I ended up being in Morocco for months and having tons and tons of days off in between when I was shooting, which is kind of what it feels like on a studio movie. And then something like The Lighthouse, like, you know, you were just like, it's just every minute of the day, like late working till 6 o'clock in the morning. Things change very quickly sometimes.